twice in one night. Yeah, yeah. You didn't believe me twice in one night? Yeah. What was your happiest memory? It's yet to happen. What was your first job? God, I guess the first job was pulling weeds in a beet field.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you remember about the places where you grew up? There was a bunch of them, everything. You know what the biggest thing about the places where we grew up was who we hung out with, each other. I mean, because everywhere we went, we were strangers, you know. So it was us against them.
And we won.
I was telling that story too. What's your happiest memory? God.
Childhood memory.
Childhood memory. Well, that's a hard one.
What?
Happiest memory when we was kids. Yeah, we was. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That just to be able to stay alive.
Getting beat the hell out of it.
Yeah, yeah. That wasn't a happy memory. Yeah, that wasn't a happy memory. But that was. But stay alive.
Hear me?
We thought it was. We thought it was.
What'd you say?
Terms of endearment. Okay. Do you remember any fads from your youth, popular hairstyles? I know we cut some long-haired guys' hair off.
Well, look at here. First off, we decided that he didn't need a haircut.
Yeah.
But then he said, "Look, y'all, leave me alone." And we said,
Yeah.
"Thanks, goddamn."
Yeah. What was your first car? I guess the first one I bought was my '59 Ford. Hell ain't got no. Hell ain't got no fury.
Hold on, Charlie.
Hell ain't half full. Speed on, brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could go back to any year, which would it be?
And why?
I never want to go back. I want to go forward. I guess being 18 and staying high all the time. None of my money was wasted. It all went for drugs and beer.
Uncle Charlie, I'm shocked.
It was a fun time. You should have been there, man.
I'm sorry, I wasn't.
I know.
I wasn't invited to the party.
I know. What life advice do you have for me? Stay active, keep moving, and always look to the future. Don't. What? How does she say it? Be burdened.
Kamala.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what she says.
Don't be unburdened by what you've been burdened with.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
What are the most rewarding things about getting older? Nothing. What are you most proud of? That I've lived this long.
You know, when we did Daddy's like 40 or 50th party, and we was calling everybody, they was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe Mommy's that old." So we never expected him to make it past 21.
Well, I was talking a while ago to Glenn him over there, and I said, yeah, I was happy to make it to 35. I said to Lonnie, we were amazed when he got past 16.
Grandpa told me, I said, "But Grandpa, he said, yeah, but I'm gonna kill you before you say
How would you like to be remembered? Just as me. Nothing special, you know. Everybody knows who I am and what I am. Just me. Sometimes I'm a good guy, sometimes I'm an asshole.
That's what.
Those of you who said, well, that's what I say. That's what, you know. What's your favorite food? All of it. Well, I was raised in the Kell family. If it wasn't, Mama said, if it ain't wiggling, eat it. And we said, Mama, if it's wiggling, what we do? She said, well, stab it first. What do you remember about your parents and grandparents? Well, Mama didn't know she couldn't raise 10 kids. And she did the best she could. And she took a lot of grief for it. But she stood in there and never gave up on none of us. Daddy, not so much. Fucking loser. Grandparents, Grandpa Sutton was an asshole. But he was a good man. He taught us a lot of crap. He taught us how to hunt. He taught us how to cuss. He also taught us how to chase chicks.
Oh,
I mean, he was a womanizer, big time. And Grandma, that was the most worthless bitch on the face of this earth. But I'm gonna tell you something. Grandpa loved her to death. So
Yeah, she was
She
pretty-
can't be all wrong.
She was pretty
And
nutty.
Grandpa Kell, he never hardly said anything. He just tried to stay out of his way. Now, he did used to laugh at us when they got us that bicycle with no chain, no brakes. And the way we stopped was crashing into the garage there.
Right.
He thought that was funny.
Yeah. What?
And,
Yeah, they get her.
yeah, and Grandma Kell, she was a nice lady. She just didn't know where she was at. She was always biting witches in her beans. She just wasn't all there, which is probably why we're not all there. It's hereditary.
Great.
Who has influenced you the most? Probably my mama.
Second time that Granny got the award for that one.
Mama was one of them women that was probably a 90s woman in the 50s. And the reason I say that is because if you got in a fight, first thing out of her deal was, did you start it? No. Okay, then why did you get your ass whooped? If you got your ass whooped, you need to go back tomorrow and you need to fight that son of a bitch again.
Yes.
Because Mama says she don't raise no sissies.
My grandma didn't raise no bitches.
Well, if you hear us tell it, we call each other sissies all the time, but you don't know our standards.
That's just a term of endearment.
Yeah. I'll tell you another time, this gal on the bus one time tore my shirt, so I pushed her. I didn't hit her, I pushed her. And this little old 90-pound woman come up to Mama at the screen door there in 7 Points, going to bitch at her and everything about me pushing her daughter. And Mama said, well, I'll make him apologize. Hey, you what me that and everything, or I'll whoop yours. Mama went through that screen door. It had
I
hinges
bet
and
she
everything.
did.
And she ripped that thing off out there, grabbed that little old woman and chunked her ass off that post.
I bet she did.
And so I would say, my mom influenced the hell out of me, especially on my violence. Seen her knock John Henry through a wall one night.
Yep.
And that was after she burned all his clothes in the daggum wood stove. So I think I get my violence from Mama. Although they think it's from Daddy. I think she'd go toe to toe with him too. Yeah. What life advice would you pass along? Never, ever even think about giving up your freedoms. Freedom to say what you want, treat people how you want, and to do what you want. Do not conform. If you go back to any age, what would it be? It would be age 69. Because then I have all the memories of everything I did in all the years previous. What?
I said, I thought you might have been going to say something dirty.
No. She thought you were gonna say something.
When
dirty.
you at 69, you don't think that way no more.
Hallelujah.
And
That's a lie.
And that's only for another month anyway.
That's a lie, because he's
He'll be
75 and he's still.
Yeah, but I'm at 69. You're supposed to refrain from out in front of young ladies.
Thank you, Jesus.
Okay. What else? Does that cover everything?
No, now I want you to share a memory of each of your siblings.
Well, I don't. There's millions of them on you. A funny story or
Just a memory.
Just a memory.
just a memory? I know. I guess the best memory was, who was it went to jail that night? Was it James when you fell out the car? Yeah. Was it James? He was the only one. The rest of us got away. Well, anyhow, we're on dirt road. We're drinking beer. Everybody's drunk on shit. And we go down this dirt road over towards Stykes somewhere, and it's all real heavy sand. And Lonnie takes this curve too fast, and we're in a 57 Ford with shackles. Well, when the car comes to a stop, we're all, where in the hell's Lonnie? He's the driver. You know, the door's wide open, no Lonnie. Then you see him crawling up underneath the car. He gets back in the car, we take off again. And then we're going to Kemp for some reason. I was stupid. I'm sure it was. And we're on 274 coming across Kings Creek Bridge. And Joe Taylor, he sees us and blink, 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 Lonnie hauls ass. And up there, right as you come into Kemp, there's that curve and there's a house on, well, the house ain't there no more, is it? And there's a hairpin curve right there to go into the back way of Kemp. And Lonnie takes that son bitch at 120 miles an hour. Cops coming up on us. He loses it because shackles, man, you can't hold shit on gravel with shackles. And he hits the gas terminal, Lone Star gas terminal, you know, there, and we hit it, car goes sideways, Lonnie's gone. He's out again. He climbed underneath the car, and most of us hadn't even realized why he was driving like he was yet, because we're all drunk. Lonnie got, police are coming, everybody haul ass. So we're all trying to get out. This is a two-door, too. We're in the back seat. Lonnie, he done took off. He's gone.
Yeah,
That's something that's a rabbit. He was a rabbit, you know. And so the rest of us, Blinky, me, and was Gay Mitchell with us that night?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Gerald Johnson was with us.
Yeah.
And James.
Carr.
Who?
Gerald.
I know it's Gerald Carr. No maintains. But yeah, and so we all climbing out to get going and everything. James, I guess Gerald Johnson went to jail too, didn't he? Yeah. Yeah, and they got caught. We all hauled ass. We went to a barn over behind Chandler's. Yeah. And we hung there until the police gave up. And then we had to go home. But there, how's that? We didn't go to jail. We're good boys.
Okay, next sibling.
Oh. James.
You got 10 stories here, or 9.
Well, Dolores, the only one I remember on her is her making us sit and watching her and Linda sang 50 songs, rock and roll songs in the living room, you know. Yeah. And then you and James would do doo-wop. Yeah. I know, yeah, Lonnie and James can't sing either. But, so that's the only one with Dolores, other than, I remember her getting in an argument all the time with Mama about J.C. Hammer. Remember him? Yeah. And that's who she wanted to marry, but Mama made her marry that.
Don.
Yeah. And
And B.F. Walker.
Bill,
That's who.
what J.C. Hammer?
No. Bill Burton. A.C. Tony.
Okay, that may be what I was little, so my memory's probably lousy about it, because I was like this tall.
You had to admit it.
And Dolores and Linda always making me take naps so they could go listen to the radio and dance. Yeah. But
What about Mary?
Jane, who?
Story about Mary.
Mary? Oh, there's a bunch of them on her. We come home from the bus, she's on the front porch with a bottle in her mouth, butt ass naked. And,
What'd she do to Ricky?
oh yeah, she got Ricky in trouble one time for Ricky went and run into Mama telling Ricky kicked her in the nuts. Mama had to stop and explain to her that that's not happening.
And she was a girl.
Yeah, Mary had a little confusion there. And
She talked to that time.
Yeah. She's got more than most guys. She'll dot your eye in a heartbeat.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, you can't have seven.
Yeah.
Not be like,
Yeah. Not be a heathen. But, oh, Floyd's the best one. We were, me and Lloyd were hiding in a damn concert. Ricky and Floyd were walking down the woods, and Ricky was a little scared. And Floyd said, "Whoa, Tim, you know I'm strongest boy in the world." Oh man, me and Lloyd like fell out the damn tree laughing, and that just done it. So I don't know if you remember it. Floyd's, when we all got together for his funeral, we said, "Whoa, Tim."
yeah.
And that's where that came from. Floyd's the strongest boy in the world. Whoa, Tim. We all know that.
What about Lloyd?
Lloyd?
Different story.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, I know one time I was happy he wasn't dead. Yeah, that's, he cut me with a bottle when he tried to kill me, and I did it back to him, and he passed out. And then I kicked him out of the top of the barn, out of the hayloft onto the ground, and he bounced good, you know. But
Was that when we lived in Louisville?
Winsboro.
I just remember a crazy story about a bar and fight, but I don't know which sibling it was when we lived in Louisville.
Oh, no, that was back then. It was Ricky and Michael. Benny wanted to kill me. Yeah, let's don't get onto that because that's my siblings aren't real fond of me.
About Michael, Mary.
Mary,
Well, you already told Mary.
Yeah. And Michael. I don't know much about Michael. Oh, we came back from the lake one time. It was in a '52 Buick. Mama used to take us out to the lake every night at Lake Coppell, and we'd roast weenies and go swimming in the summertime. And John Henry was always drunk, and Mikey was too. And we got back home one night, and John was gonna go get him some more beer. And we was all getting out, and John tries to back that damn Buick out the driveway there on Emerald Drive, and the damn thing got stuck, wouldn't go. So, Mikey had walked around behind, and his head was pinned underneath the wheel. And so they had to rush him to the hospital because the Buick was spinning off on his head. That just
So-
goes to show you how hard-headed he is.
So what's-
52 Buick couldn't run over his ass.
So what's funny is both of you just told the same story about him getting ran over.
Well, it's funny.
I wasn't funny.
Well, yeah, it was. He's still alive.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something
But
even
it
funnier
was-
than that, though. It's on Larry. Oh, my God. Well, actually, it's on Grandpa. Grandpa finished it. We was all over the house one time, over our house, and Larry, Mama's brother, stomped a cigarette out on the floor. John Henry just got offended by that shit, jumped on him. Well, you don't do that in front of Grandpa. Grandpa took that something down and beat the shit out of him. Beat the shit out of John Henry. And there was some difference in age there.
Yeah.
All right, now I got one final question.
Okay?
Who's your favorite sibling?
My favorite sibling, probably James. That's because we grew up the most together. His ass was already fucking gone.
Yeah.
Because when he was 16, he was out the fucking door.
And who's your favorite niece?
My what?
Favorite niece?
You?
Okay, just
Okay.
making sure.
No, it's true. It's true. No, without a doubt. That you could prompt that. I would say.
Eh,
Yeah. No, you are. You stay in touch with the family. You really like the family. You do stuff like this. And
I
you see
want
the rest
this
of
to
them
be
are-
able to pass on to everybody else
Yeah.
later
Oh, yeah.
on, and to be able to hear y'all's voice when they want to hear it. You know, even after you're gone.
Yeah. Yeah, what was it we bought for the girls? That book, Christmas book with my voice, tell them Christmas. Yeah, they all fight over that. Yeah. So So what else?
Anything else you want to share?
Now, I can't believe we made it this far. And I can tell you this, we're getting less and less of us every year.
Yeah. And half of them,
Almost. There's 6 of us left. That ain't half. Lonnie never was good at math. We come up with the deal about hairstyles and clothing. You know what we did with clothing? Any damn thing we could get. Yeah.
one wearing one watch.
Yeah.
I know I have pictures of y'all when y'all were little, and I think everybody had the same shirt on for picture day because the same stain is on everybody's shirt.
Well, yeah, we swapped it out in the hall. But yeah, we wore anything we could for as long as we could. Just, a lot of times, so the damn thing just fell out in shreds.
Well, yeah,
And-
and look at some of them, Floyd's pictures.
Yeah.
You see how ragged he was.
Yep. Oh yeah. That's
For
gonna-
him to
that's
not be
gonna-
ragged when he got older because he thought he was the shit.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
that's
we
why
all, we all.
James was saying, well, James had to have everything. He had to have everything proper once he got grown. But that ain't the way it was when we was younger. We wore anything we could, anything Mama brought home that we could wear. And at one time, Mama made our own blue jeans. And you talk about homemade blue jeans look like shit. But
I'm
Mama
sure.
was a whiz with the daggum. And she, a lot of times, she'd do that by hand. She would cut the patterns out and she would sew it by hands, you know. And she used to make quilts. She used to do all kinds of sewing. Then she got her sewing machine. Then you couldn't even talk to her because she was always come here and thread this bobbin for me.
All right, anything else you want to share before I turn you off?
Now turn me off.
All right.
You safe now? We can talk.